Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the PlugCast. It's your boy CaliPlug. I got some special guest inspiration with me. Kush Boys, what's up?
What's cracking,
How's it going?
Judge?
All right.
Man,
Right.
yo, it's epic having y'all here. First of all, y'all have been nothing but inspiration for me since I started the brand. You know what I'm saying? Since I started the CaliPlug brand. So I just want to salute y'all first off when we start this interview.
That's big. I
Yeah.
want to salute you because,
Yeah.
you know, you say that we've been an inspiration, but to see what you're doing, you know, as the big homies, you can keep us relevant. So that's
sure.
a blessing. That's
For
what
sure,
this shit
for
is
sure,
about.
for sure.
That's what it's about.
Okay, let's go into Kush Boys. What is Kush Boys exactly for the people that don't know?
Well, Kush Boys is a culture that we
Okay.
created. You know what I mean? It's a lifestyle brand that initially when we started it, you know, definitely it was nothing but black market. So we wanted to make some ancillary businesses and some multimedia businesses and some products, you know, that we could sell until we knew that the product would go legal. You know what I'm saying? Cannabis would go legal. So we did that, and, you know, we started an animation, we started an apparel line,
Okay,
and we started a beverage line.
okay. Let's run this back. Okay. What year did the Kush Boys really just take off?
I think about like early 2000s.
Okay. Now, you guys basically visualized cannabis branding before anybody. Like, you guys really were the pioneers. Like, you know, and I know what people tell me. Like, I wasn't really hip. I was on MySpace, but I mean, like,
That's where we blew
I
up
know,
at.
I know. Let's run this back. So, I blew up off Snapchat. You know, from doing, if you want to say hot boy, reckless, cowboy stuff. You know, and you know, I changed my ways. I'm into the recreational market now, but you know, that's how I built the brand. I use Snapchat as my storefront, but you guys, people tell me, they're like, yo, these guys were already all private jets with weed, and they were doing, I don't want to say reckless stuff, but, you know, pushing the limits, correct?
I mean, what we wanted to do and what's always been a challenge is break the stigma
Yes.
on the culture. It's always had a hippie, you know, hate street,
Shaggy.
yeah, you know what I mean. It's been just a real ugly stigma on us.
Yeah.
So with being, you know, in entertainment for so long and having friends of different echelons, you know, I didn't see why the same thing couldn't be integrated into our culture, because cannabis is a culture that crosses all platforms.
Correct.
And brings all ethnicities,
Everybody
all
together.
religions, everyone together.
Salute.
So I felt that there needed to be different etiquette brought to the culture. And now that it's opened up, you know, you're starting to see different versions of that, you know, whether it be through music and, you know, through the millennials or through elders or whomever.
Yeah, man, that's epic right there, bro. So early 2000s get launched. You know, you guys have some crazy friends, y'all. Like, I don't want to start name dropping and all that shit. Y'all can just look on their Instagrams. We'll tell their Instagrams at the end, and that will explain everything. What first got you initially started in the industry with music and entertainment, if you want to tell the people?
Basically, that's been my background since I was a child.
Okay.
Acting in theater, and you know, a lot of friends and that I went to school with and in my neighborhood are you know, prominent actors and actresses now. And as I became professional in the business, you become friends with certain people. So I just happened to be a part of a time where so many people were seeds growing into trees. So I've experienced, you know, being in the fashion industry on a very high level, you know, at a point in time. My best friend, my brother, you know, he modeled for 6 companies for Ralph Lauren, Tyson Beckford. So he was the #1 model in the world. So that was an experience in itself.
Damn.
While I was, you know, able to model and do things with guys like Damon John, who had a thriving brand called Fubu and Coogee at the time,
Damn.
guys like Carl Kanai, who is the godfather of urban fashion. I was able to, you know, work for Nike. I did the first LeBron campaign, launching, you know, his whole brand into the market. So I've been fortunate to be around a lot of people and to learn. And throughout that, you know, having friends who are of a high stature, you meet other people, you know, and the circle gets smaller. So the fortunate thing is having a consistent behavior and not compromising who you are, so you can keep your level of respect as you go throughout your journey, and have longevity. And still, I've been fortunate to stay in a relevant crowd for a very long time, and that's been a blessing. I don't take that for granted. You know what I mean?
That's amazing. What about you, Drew? Like, what got you started with like the entertainment circuit and just the wave and everything?
My background is a designer, so
Oh, sick.
You know what I mean? Like, so I kind of like started in hip hop as well too.
Sick.
In the mid '90s, I
West
worked-
Coast?
Yeah, I worked for a group called West Side Connection.
Oh man, let me throw it up one time. Let me get with it, man.
So yeah, that W we printed those shirts. I designed
That's
that
crazy,
W.
yeah. I was in third grade throwing that shit up. Like I was 8 years old throwing the dub up.
Yeah. So yeah, so it kind of like started with that, and then shortly after that, me and Jamal linked up, and
How did y'all link up? Excuse me for interrupting, but how did y'all link up?
through
We
like
linked
some,
up through a mutual friend. actually.
Was the synergy there? Like, yo,
Yeah.
we about to rock out. We rocking
Yeah.
out for the next 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades.
Yeah.
It's going down.
no, like immediately and stuff. So
That's dope, man. That's amazing, bro.
and so we started a media company shortly after that and stuff, and then that kind of like turned into Kush Boys, and that's basically how it rolled, because we've always had we've been like cannabis activists literally since the '90s and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it was very taboo at the time. It was very, you know, it's just trappy and just, you know,
Yeah.
drug dealerish, and you
Yeah.
know what I mean.
Stigma.
And even a lot of prominent people, they smoke behind the scenes. The execs at the movie studios and the record labels and all, you know what I mean. I was still very behind the scenes, except for like maybe like the rappers or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they were like the faces of it and stuff.
Okay.
But like there was a lot of people that were supporting cannabis, but behind closed doors.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's
Do you guys remember the first time y'all seen a dispensary open, or when the Prop 215 hit, or you know, was it the West Hollywood one or the Valley, or you know,
2003, I believe.
what was that like? What was that?
It was an old school cat. I think his name was Larry. It was like in a wheelchair, old white dude and stuff.
Yeah.
And he had the little yellow house on La Brea, like La Brea,
I know
Santa Monica.
Exactly where that is.
And they trapped out of that really, really hard.
Original pre-ICO,
Yeah,
before the
yeah,
ICO.
It was it was just like homemade cookies, and you can buy flour and all that kind of stuff, and chocolates and stuff, but like lollipops, all that stuff was just like somebody made it in an apartment kitchen, you know.
A little compliant, you know.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like there was always a line in there, and
Damn. CaliPlug lines.
I'm for real.
Lean yes,
yeah,
big lean yes.
yeah. And then a few years later, I mean, like shops in West Hollywood and Hollywood was doing like $500,000 a day.
I remember Kush Mart on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
That was inspiration.
Like 600,000 in
Yeah.
cash. Like
the
a day.
receipt of discount caregivers was having 1,000
Yeah.
people a day. I remember that shit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it'll never be like that again.
Sure was in the Valley smash.
You was smashing back then. I remember back.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
So now to see it like how it is now, I mean, like it's I mean, we're on a fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Like it's so mainstream and so wide, and it's bringing so many different people into, you know, from different backgrounds into it and stuff, and it's really just interesting. And you know what I mean, like we're now just, you know, we're blessed to be in the position we're at, and just look at what everything has gone through, and just kind of like enjoy the scene, and pushing our little Kush Boys brand
Oh, come on,
in a
man.
little local neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know,
Down the hill. Ventura.
Yeah. So, and then to see like all the new cats and the crews, and this is very much like the '90s, hip hop in the '90s, for like cannabis brands, for like at least like the urban ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's trying to like capture the street market.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you got your So Def, you got
Yeah.
Doggy
Bad
Style.
Boy.
Yeah, Bad Boy.
Death
you know.
Row.
Yeah, rap a lot.
Yeah, rap a lot.
You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah.
you're gonna have like a lot of these little crews and cliques
Yeah,
and
you got
stuff.
you got
which,
the CaliPlug, you got this, that.
Yeah.
You got some
It's
crews
gonna-
and clicks.
but we'll see. You know, it's like the royal battle right now. Like who's gonna end up in this crazy market to come? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's really who's going to be the Coca-Cola, the Pepsi,
Yeah,
the Sprite. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to be the four major ones. You know, the Marlboro, Newport,
Yeah.
Camel, whatever it is. Yeah, man. Other than the
Yeah.
cannabis thing, I know y'all have closed some crazy business deals. If we could speak on specifically the Wahlburgers. You know, I pass by every time I'm on Sunset. I went there. It's amazing. But I know y'all had something to do with that, right? Correct?
Yeah, I mean, we've been very, very supportive in the inception of the whole franchise. You know,
Damn.
the family are, you know, they consider me family, and I consider them family as well. So it all spun from a group of guys who came together, and we all got involved with a water at first, Aqua Hydrate.
Oh, yeah. How did that all start? You know, I see you pushing Aqua Hydrate hard. I see Diddy got the deal
Yeah,
going on.
so a friend of mine came to me, and it initially started from a conversation of endorsement, and my buddy was training for a movie. He was going to be a fighter, professional fighter, and the film is called The Fighter. So he was training like 12 to 14 hours a day. He was having a hard time recovering. We tried the product out, and we really loved the product. The product worked. And so basically we just said that if we would get involved, we would get involved in a major way for a partnership. And so that's what we did. And we were able to bring you know, capital to the company. We were able to change the management as well as the board. That spun off. Mark was doing a restaurant for his mother, for his family, called Alma Nove. Nove 9 in French for her 9 children. So that's in Hingham, Massachusetts. So, you know, that conversation spun off into his brother, who's a chef, Paul, who wanted to do a burger joint. And that's how Wahlburgers came about. And so we were all involved initially with the inception. It's actually spun off into an incredible franchise.
I see that on the Vegas Strip. I think of y'all. Every time I pass it on the
And
Vegas
he-
Strip, I think of y'all.
Yeah. Mark, his family, he's got some incredible partners who are, you know, legendary operators and management guys. So it's been doing fabulous.
This whole thing has been like it's like episodes of like Entourage.
I already
That's
know
exactly
y'all
what
really
this-
living this life. Like, yeah.
Yeah, to see it in real time is
Yeah.
just crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why, you know, it just lets it lets me know, and it should let other people know that you can obtain anything that you wish to obtain.
Take
you know,
notes, y'all.
a lot of things were, you know, joked about and ha ha ha. Oh, you guys are gonna try to do this, and you're gonna try to get into this business. And you know, fortunately, we've been thriving to this point. It's been a difficult journey, but it's just like anything in life. You learn and you become very strategic. You know, it's like being on the field or on the court. What's your playbook like? You know what I'm saying? If you slipping and you losing at the time, you got to go in at halftime and communicate with each other, change up the strategy, come out, score some points, play some defense. You know what I mean? That's what life is about.
Seen you with some major athletes too, bro. So that mindset right there, that professional athletes, and carrying that over. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
You got to use that athlete or that professional athlete discipline and apply that to your daily.
You hear that?
know what I mean?
Take
like
notes,
work and
y'all.
Stuff, because we look at, you know, in a year's time, there's 4 quarters, and you got to evaluate every quarter like it's a real game and stuff, like a playoff game.
I
at
like
that
that.
and
I
stuff.
like that, bro.
And see where you're at halftime. You're like, okay, it's end of June. Where you at
Yeah.
in this year?
Evaluate it, man. Damn, bro.
You know what I mean? And do that every quarter and stuff. And we, you know, we're like big sports fans, but like but Laker fans and stuff. We're LA and stuff. So you know, taking like somebody like Kobe's mentality and applying that to your business
Yeah.
or to your passion, whatever it is. You know what I mean? And that is like, it's just fuel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just extra fuel because you start thinking like, what would Kobe do? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
what
be
would
like,
Kobe do?
he would be out here 23 hours a day, just, you know what I mean, like perfecting his craft.
No.
You know what I mean? So
Like the law of attraction and manifestation, does that apply to your guys' lives a lot? Like, do you apply that a lot?
That's everything.
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 Yeah.
Even even the law of least effort.
Okay.
Sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
And every day is different, especially whatever you might be dealing with at the time. But what we communicate, and we've been on a very malicious pace. Although we've been in it for a long time, we've also had the opportunity to see kind of, the horse race, and everybody, is very overwhelming right now,
Yeah.
this business. You know what I mean? Everybody, it's becoming a very cookie cutter conversation.
Yes.
There's so much depth to this business, and everybody's looking at the width, and that's why you hear a lot of the same conversations. But there's so much depth in the cannabis plant. There's so many businesses that you'll see. A lot of things that you'll be like, wow, that's so simple. Why didn't I think of that? There's a lot of that going on. But right now, it's just a very crowded space, and it's very aggressive.
Yeah.
And people are just trying to see where they can get in, where they fit in.
Yeah, it's still a lot of weird stuff. The Instagram's getting deleted, a lot of baller blocking stuff going on. But let's take it back to the cannabis side of things.
Yes, sir.
Now, getting licensed and getting legit and getting compliant, okay? The transition into going to that phase, from we call it the traditional market. We kind of stepped away from the black market, where we kind of say the traditional market and we say the recreational market. Was that a tough process with paperwork and just long nights? And can you give us a little insight on that?
Yeah, it's so first of all, the paperwork is like 3-4 times as much, and the cost of doing that paperwork is 3-4 times as much as well too. So we're gonna start with that. Then a lot of like the facilities, like say like pre-Prop 64, 215, facilities that you were making stuff at, and this and that, and your grows or whatever and stuff like that. All that has to like be transferred into like licensed facilities and.
Or you have to tell the government, yo, I've been growing at this spot for 5 years. Yo, can it get legit? Can it get compliant? You basically almost have to tell on yourself. It's kind of weird.
That's exactly what a lot of people is doing or have done and stuff. You know what I mean? So that's and if you can't do that and you have to find new facilities, you have to transition that shit over and stuff. And it could take a while.
Damn.
Sometimes. Yeah.
But I will say, a lot of people have been able to excel from having a good partner or having a good resource or alliance.
Yes.
Which is very important, like in anything. You know what I mean? That's why most people feel it's such a challenge to get into the business, because they don't really know anyone or how to approach anyone appropriately to see what's the best segue for them to try and be a part of this business. There's a lot of opportunity that's been available, fortunately through some of our partners and people we work really close with. The social equity program,
yes, salute.
That right there is giving people a real shot,
Dope.
and bringing opportunity to cities. A lot of us are things sound more challenging than they are too sometimes, Cali. You know what I mean? Some things sound intimidating, and that's why people won't take that first step forward.
They get scared.
They get scared and intimidated.
Yeah. Well, some people even think this is a get-rich-quick like industry.
They
Like,
really do.
we can get rich. We can get
They really
rich.
do. But they've also set it up. They set it up to where it's actually a challenge, and it's a malicious objective, because again, economics, market share. You got big pharma in here.
Yes.
You got Coca-Cola, Constellation,
Yeah.
big beer brands, big alcohol brands. So these are the things and the challenges. That's why I say strategy, and that's why I tell the youngsters that want to be popping off on Instagram about no cap, this and that, you need to have as much unity in the community. If we can unify, we saw what happened in hip-hop. We're going to start arguing over some motherfucking strains and shoot each other over some fucking strains?
Genetics.
No, we need to figure out how to unify with some synchronicity so that we can be looking at a bigger share when they come, because they're going to come and eat everything up.
I already know. But you know what the problem is? Is a lot of people have egos, bro. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and especially with the dispensaries, you know, dispensary owners got the biggest head right now because they basically, you know, in their essence, they kind of have like a license place to trap. I don't want to say the word trap, but, you know, distribute licensed, compliant, tested marijuana.
Especially the ones that's been around for a while. They basically really already kind of
2006,
cashed out.
Yeah.
Because right now they're being challenged greatly with taxes. I know.
Okay. One thing I want to tell you is that this industry is so new. People, everybody, the opportunities are endless. It's an infant in the womb.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
still
say
pregnant.
It's still pregnant, bro. We think just alike.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
now let's run this back. It is so new that anybody can find a lane. They can find their wave with this. And so with that being said, I really think the recreational market's only 3 weeks old, technically. The reason I say that is because January 1st is when phase 3 testing came through. So before that, July 1st of 2018 is when everything had to be tested. So some people might say that the market's only 7 months old. Technically, it's only 3 months old, the recreational market. So like, believe me, y'all didn't get rolled over. Sure, they got a compliant grow. Sure, they got distro. Sure, anybody could do this. Don't be scared, you guys. Don't be scared. Oh, I got a felony. Oh, I don't got enough money. Or I don't have this going on. Or, you know, I don't know where to find this. It's all public information. You go on the BCC website. You can Google. You can get a consultation from a lawyer. So I want to give everybody motivation, you know, to get licensed, get legit, get compliant. Don't fight the things that are roadblocks and obstacles.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's ample amount of like opportunities for you to find a little lane, find a little spot, and, you know, do your thing. Even if you like, you know, do graphics or do this, you can make your own little rolling papers or have your little tips, or, you know what I mean. Like there's so many areas, you know what I mean. And that's just like the recreational. Then we, you know, when we get into like medical or like edibles or like topicals, like you go into like just whole different markets, but that's why it's so wide open and stuff right now.
Yeah.
And I think the brands that establish their story, their philosophy, their mission, you know what I mean, their integrity, their product and stuff, those are the ones that are going to like last.
Speaking of product, what products you guys got? Some flavors. I see you got some jars on deck. Yeah. I see some runs, some lemons. Ooh.
Lemon heads.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I know the quality control is intense.
Gelato.
When y'all put in that Kush Boys.
Gelato 33.
Okay,
you know.
you talking about language. You talking about language,
the
me.
white runts from Cantonique Farms. You know what I mean?
Cantonique. Damn.
Yeah,
They doing it.
Yeah. I know who been over there too, you know.
Yeah. So basically, you know, we're transitioning to our cultivation spots, and that's not even all the way up yet and stuff.
It's coming though.
So we wanted to at least just, you know, we wanted to get in some shelf space. You know what I mean? Like this is
First step. That's what I'm doing. So I'm next
Yes.
up. You know what I mean? Y'all did the bunt. Let me come on first base with y'all. Let me bunt one time. Let me get on first base with y'all, bro.
Absolutely.
that was it. So we basically we went.
Hey, congratulations on that too, man. That's epic right there.
Thank you.
Just to jump on that,
Thank
man.
you. I want to say
It was
congrats
a
to
chance.
everybody out there. That's the thing
Yeah.
about us. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We not out here intimidated or hating on anyone. Like everyone that we
love.
see thriving, you know what I'm saying? We take our caps
why y'all
off.
here
We
with me.
salute. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's salute
sure.
from us. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted because, you know, we seen business on so many levels. You know what I'm saying? I've been in this game. I seen dudes at the top of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? Thriving, and you know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate guys right now, you know, really can't find their way. You know, really can't find their way, and that's the thing. You know, you have to think about this in a longevity sense. You know, we're definitely kind of in a, you know, growth of hip hop, like George said, or the .com era. You know what
Good
I
point.
mean? You know, .com era. It's all pretty relevant because you're seeing a lot of technology and proprietary things come out in this industry as well. So, I mean, like you said, Cali is pregnant right now, and we all really trying to figure it out. Everyone's
Yeah.
learning it, you know, every day.
Yeah, they gotta find their wave. And like I said, there's always been tension with me. and like some of the, I don't want to say elite trappers, but people that go hard and go ham that don't have a brand and didn't put their face out there and didn't make the funny jokes or set up a studio or did this. They could have way more money than me, way more pounds of gas. You know what I'm saying? I only have license compliant pounds of gas now too. Let me take a note, y'all. You hear me? Hey, but like I said, there's always that tension. There's always that tension, like, you know, with dudes that are really doing it. They're like, damn, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I think of it?
Because you got hot, and anytime you get hot, and it's a word of mouth hot,
Yeah,
that's bigger than anything.
yeah,
You
bigger
know
than
what I'm
social
saying?
media.
Yeah, it's bigger than
When you get
social
that
media.
cosign.
When you get that validation and that
Yes.
credibility. So the guys who are in their own paradox and their own egos, you know, sometimes they can't see another person, you know what I'm saying, thriving. Or, you know what I'm saying, getting hot. Or like you said, damn, why did I think of that? It's always like that. Bro, you didn't think about it. Just salute. Come fuck
Yeah.
with me.
Come fuck.
And
I'll give you an
say,
opportunity, bro.
Come
Let's-
fuck with me,
Let's
bro.
pair up. Let's team up on some
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
yeah.
No,
That's
yeah,
all it is to
Yeah,
it,
sure.
bro. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? We all smoking cannabis, bro. Your shit ain't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't doing nothing crazier. If it's like that and we playing na who
Yeah.
ass is the blackest and all that, put a crack rock on your pipe. I'll bow out. You feel me though? We all blowing different good shit.
Yeah. Salute.
You know what I'm saying? Supposed to this is a positive plant. You know what I'm saying? This is a healing plant. You know what I'm saying? We have to stop, you know, what's the word? I don't wanna, you know, this plant can't be demonized. You know what I'm saying? It can't be, you know, put in a negative manner. And that's all it is to it. You know what I'm saying? It's so much to thrive off of, beloved.
I just want to add, like, I think that was our mission from like day one too. You know, like we've been fortunate enough to always been like in positions where, like the illest behind the scenes positions from like TV or film or, you know, cannabis.
I
And
can
all that
only
kind of stuff.
imagine, bro.
So we've always had like a line, many lines on like all gas shit, top of the line shit. You know what I mean? Like extracts. We was dabbing in like 2002
Damn.
when like you was just homemade rigs.
I was in 8th grade. No,
Like
I was
it
in
was-
9th. I was in 9th. No, I was in 8th grade. Yeah, I go lie.
with torches and everything and stuff. Like it's crazy and stuff. But our mission has always been like, yo, to provide this as a medicine for like a lot of people that, you know, just wasn't able to get it or just didn't know about it. You know what I mean? Like until like a family member gets like very, very ill and they need some Rick Simpson oil. You know what I
Shit's
mean? Like,
real. Yeah.
and a few months later, they're like 1,000 times better. You know what I mean? Like tumors gone. Like it's crazy. And we've seen a lot of stories. And at the end of the day, like that's kind of like what we're about. You know what I mean? Like we're not like what he says. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of riffraff and this and that with like a whole bunch of people and stuff. And you know these cliques are now, you know, they think they're like record labels from the 90s
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's cool, you know what I mean? Like they should pop off. They should go, you know, this and that. But at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? Like we saw how ignorant hip hop and, you know, we lost a lot of good people, you know what I mean? Like through violence and through this
Yeah.
and through that and stuff.
R.I.P.
And we're gonna carry that vibration into the cannabis world. Like that's retarded.
Yeah. You know what someone told? You know what someone told me yesterday? They told me the business world is way more dangerous than the streets. Do you guys believe in that?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
The
I mean,
the illest gangsters in the world are the pharmaceutical executives.
I mean,
Super
but it's
corporate.
just
High up
it's just
in
a
those
weird.
businesses.
It's just
The
a weird
shareholders.
dichotomy, like
I
in
know.
a sense of, on the streets, you know, you know that template. You know who you're dealing with and what you may get, or what the repercussions of dealing with that person may be.
Risk and reward.
Right. So in the corporate world, it's mental gymnastics.
Whew. That was. Whew.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people don't understand that. So that's why lawyers are very vicious. They're
Yeah.
very, very vicious because they have the ability to manipulate on a very high level. And if you really understand manipulation, it's very easy to get sucked into that, right? So in corporate business, it's all language oriented, right? And it's up to you to protect yourself as much as possible, or you're gonna get got. That's just what it is. If you're doing high level business, you know, I mean, that's just what it is, because everyone doesn't have the same intention or the same heart as you. Yeah. So you might think in an honest manner, some people are about the bottom line. They'll lie on their mother. They'll kill their mama for some money.
Cutthroat.
So, you know, that's the shit we dealing with out here.
Yeah.
And a lot of that has come into this business right now.
I know, bro. I know firsthand.
Investment bankers are involved. The billionaires are here, and they're gonna offer and flash, you know, money and numbers that
big bro,
most
I got
people
something on my sleeve for them. Don't worry, okay? Yeah. Positive energy. That's all I'm gonna push on them. Positive. Y'all see, I got something on my sleeve. Positive energy, y'all.
True story.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if the people want to reach you and say what's up, do you mind giving your social media handles or something? They want to just say what's up, salute y'all, you know?
On Instagram and Twitter, I'm Drew, DRUE 86.
Okay. Twitter.
And then it's at Kush Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And you can find me at Meezy, MEEZY, worldwide. And at Kush Boys, and also at 808 Kush Boys.
Yeah. Make sure y'all try some.
And that's with a S.
Yeah, try some of those new flavors. That's what I was just telling them. Try some of them
flavors. Try some of them new flavors.
Give us a critique.
Yeah, we over here in Care Collective in Long Beach.
Yes.
You know, they've been really flying off the shelves over there. So I like to thank Care Collective, and I like to thank the support of the LBC.
Yeah.
We got the Gelato 33 and the White Runts. We're also over at the High Note West, which is in Culver City.
Okay.
So give them some love, High Note West, and also Canna Sutra. Canna Sutra.
That's the homies over there.
Yeah, that's the homies over there.
They go hard.
You know, definitely trying to bring some vibration over there to Studio City. Canna Sutra official.
Long Beach, the Valley, y'all got exactly where you need. Now it's time to pump.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other stores that will be injected this week. It's just in transition right now.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, real quick, y'all got any shout outs to anybody, the people, anybody you want to give a shout out real quick? You give a shout out, bro?
I just want to give a shout out to all my loved ones. Give a big shout out to California Minority Alliance for all the hard work and dedication to the culture, to the streets. You know, and give a big shout out to my homie, you know, Sonny at OG Tips in the Kush Factory. He's been, you know, really bubbling and keeping it on the streets.
Bro right there.
Sonny been really on the low, getting it. And, you know, all my loved ones, my partners up in the Bay, I want to give a big shout out to our partners, Certified. You know, we got some shit coming out, the woodworks. The vault has been opened. So big shout out to SETI and Flux. And my main man, Lennon, you know, little man up there, Holy Water, holding it down.
What about you, Drew?
I just want to give a shout out to everybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like to just everybody staying positive and just grinding and hustling. And for those that's like, you know, in a little distress or having some hardship and stuff, you know what I mean? Like just a little change in attitude and thoughts. Changing your routine, you know what I mean? Like that changes your reality, you know what I mean? Going back to what you said, like manifestation, everything is quantum physics. So if you just stay in the present right now and just be in the moment and just, you know what I mean? Like just connecting with like all your guys that's watching you or listening to you right now and stuff, you know what I mean? And just give them like, just give them a lot of love and support, you know what I mean? Like we never have enough of that, let's just say.
Hey, man, I appreciate both y'all coming out, taking the time out of your day, supporting. I want to have you guys on a ton of episodes. Y'all give me some crazy 90s hip-hop stories. Oh, when this happened, and this is how the culture changed, and the West Coast, East Coast shit started like this. So like I said, man, I appreciate y'all coming out. It's a wrap. I'll probably see y'all in a couple weeks, man. Appreciate y'all.
Sure.
Let's get it.
Man. Thank you.
Appreciate you having us, Cali.
Let's get it.
CaliPlug.
Church.